Only one way to find out. Verm. Okay, they're all just coming along. Gotcha. I was like, what the fuck? What the hell's happened to the throne room? Can't say for sure. Wasn't there for most of it. What about Excalibur? It's out of action. Okay. Great. Then we can focus on what lies above us. I don't know what we'll see. The Yellow God might be waiting. We can handle it. We're in this together, remember? One for all and all for one. Right. We can do this. Hey, you got a ding. Probably the last one. Last one that matters. Rage gets 1 extra return of Berserk, or each of Vern's strikes inflicts 1 bleed. Well, that's an easy call. A bleed does some damage. A turn of Berserk does so much damage. It's so much. This would be pretty good to have too, if I got 1 more level. But this was good to make our way to, I think. We made to level 15. So Siobhan got both of these. And they're not in range of any of the stars. This isn't very good. Her abilities suck. Their abilities. I'm so sorry. Siobhan's attacks deal 50% extra damage against machines. That was useless, right? Like there was 2 machines in the whole game. 3, I guess. One of them was, I guess technically wasn't passive, but Berserk of enemy. Like that's okay. Nobody really dies in battle though, because I'm doing pretty well for myself. So I guess I'll just get an attack up. That's probably the best ability in the game. Yeah, healing being slightly more effective isn't that good. Machines don't seem common unless the Yellow God has a machine to fight. I'm inclined to think, okay, well this is okay, because if someone falls in battle, I don't think I have the ability to revive them, so a spike of extra damage from Siobhan would be good. Like, if maybe they can pick up the slack if somebody else drops. But we're probably not going to get another level, so probably won't ever get to get it, but it's good to be going towards a good thing regardless. Our 2 endpoints have heart, heart, sword, and sword, sword, heart, and then these abilities. 10% chance to dodge is next to 2 swords. Or this is, bonus damage when tipsy. Bruce is done leveling, basically. I don't really need him to do anything. Getting more hearts is good, because then he'll be hard to kill, but it's not the end of the world between getting 2 more hearts or whatever. So I guess ultimately having a 10% chance to not get hit, which isn't very strong, but is something, makes him hard to kill. Maybe more so than a 2 hearts would do, so let's go this path, I guess. But yeah, we got everything we want with Bruce. His was an easy tree to figure out. Alright, Gwen. Gwen uses her piercing glaive to smash defenses and wreak havoc. I don't know why I just read her class again. There we go. Bonus damage against bleeding enemies. That's helpful against the god, because bleeds are good against god, so she can keep stacking attacks, which is good. But most of her damage is going to come from Verm, who has a significant bonus against gods, and is very strong now. He's just very strong. His entire job is to be extremely strong, and that's what he's going to do. I just didn't read that. I'm so sorry. I'm messing up. Arturo protects. It's easy to skip flavor text because it feels like it's repeating, but it's not exactly. Are you ready? Uh-huh. Hell. Oh. Tread softly. Interesting place for the opening to be. I see no god here. Well, the gas is here. That's a bad sign. My head is spinning. That's the smoke, and it's only going to get worse. Then let's kill the source. We're right by your side, Verm. Oh. This is neat. Oh, that scepter's a big deal, isn't it? Oh, there's the machine. This is where it would be good for Siobhan to have a bonus against machines, because then they could help us with this, but... Well... I guess in some ways it's about as useful as having a skill that's good against gods, but I feel like the god's more dangerous. We'll see how tough the machine is. Does it even fight back directly? Is that the source? It's some kind of smoke-making machine. Give me a moment. I should be able to find an off button. I've got a better idea. Murder. This is a bad idea. Vern, this is a bad idea. Find the off button, please. I hate to break it to you, but I don't think that a switchblade's very good at dismantling machinery. This feels like a good way to ruin it. Angie. Let's tear it to pieces. Let's overclock while we're waiting for the defense down to happen. Oh, 20 health. Okay, but it's very armored. That makes sense. Oh yeah, that's a lot. Oh yeah, that's like twice the damage I needed. Nothing to it. The rats are fighting back, dickhead. It's him. Sir Verm, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. But I'm not running. All together. We just might get through this. Aye. Let's show him just how loud us rodents can roar. Let's give him hell. Oh. Beat. This is a game made by furries. Okay, Angie mode activate. This one's for my tail. Same usual setup, always waiting for her to do the sky vault. Ah, unknown health. Why did I even bother getting that effect then? Are we about to get obliterated? Is that what you're implying? That's a lot of stabs. Honestly, I'd be freaked out if this happened. This isn't working. We need to get higher. Does the fight start over? Or did I use up my turn already? Scaly hands. Ghost hands. Ooh. I think I started over, yeah. This one's for my brother. Okay, 600 health. That's better than mystery health. I guess shoes are just too tough. But if somebody stabbed me with a switchblade in my shoe, I don't know how well I'd take that. But this one has like twice as much health as the other god did. It's a bit worrying. But I'm also stronger than I was back then already. Not the flicks. What a scary boss fight. Oh my god, it's half dead already. That's honestly so many numbers that it's hard to keep track of. How many attacks is that? Dun 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 dun. Is that 10 attacks? That'd make sense if I did as much damage. Yeah. Should I do spread fire instead? It's already ramped up twice. Yep. Yeah, we made Vern really strong against God. Normal thing to say. It'd be very funny if after all this killing God was really easy, because I'm just that cool. I mean, it's a lot of attacks. It's so many attacks. Can't believe how strong Vern got. It's gone. Time to take the mushy mush. Time for you to give me another turn. With which to use the mushy mush. No! I need another turn. Not enough energy for a rally, just a regular attack. I guess I could just go for it. He'll get another turn in a second. Because we're giving Vern 3 turns per turn at this point. I mean, why wouldn't you? How much health does it have left? Ah. None. He's faltering. But he's not going down. Our weapons aren't enough. Help me lift this thing. This thing? It's a mace, right? A godly weapon. Aye, but the weight. We can do this. Siobhan's right. All together now. This is a wild thing to do. This weapon. You know, I have the slightest inkling that maybe the developer of this game was happy when the queen died. It's just like a certain reaction to like royalty that is noticeable. Run. I mean, this guy had a wild day. This exterminator had a wild day. What the fuck is happening from his perspective? Uh-oh. Did the bomb fall? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, okay, the clock tower exploded. That's Big Ben, right? Like Big Ben's gone. Like, did we just beat someone with the royal scepter and then blow up Big Ben? Like, there's some real life politics going on in this game. Oh, it's a statue of him. Look at it. I hate it. Why? It's a good statue, Sir Verm. Aye, a very close likeness. That's not the point. It's just... it's gross. The people want to show their appreciation. Let them. The buzz will die down in a couple of days. Then you can topple it, use it for target practice, piss on it, whatever. Thank you, Gwen. I would very much like that. Sir Verm, there's a couple of things I need to discuss with you in private. Stay a while and have a chat with everyone. When you're done, come meet me in the throne room. All right. We did it. We defeated the game. It's a statue of you, or at least a mouse intended to resemble you. He carries an expression of noble valor, a hero among heroes. You don't recognize him. Aw. Vern stands strong. I keep saying Vern with a V. I mean with an N. Whoops. I'm just a disaster. How's the tail? It's holding up fine. Literally saved my life, as it turns out. I don't think I could have bested Blade Master Leo without it. Glad to hear it. So, you killed him, right? Leo, I mean. I did. Not that I had much choice. I can well imagine. Something wrong? I feel a bit guilty about it. Despite everything he supported, I don't think Leo deserved to die. Guilt is a pain in the ass. It fades over time, like any wound, but the scars remain. Still, it helps us keep our noses pointed in the right direction. Better to feel guilt than nothing at all. I guess so. What are you gonna do now? Merida has some charm. I might settle here for a bit. Help out however I can. Help out? Just like the Sky Garden. There's work to do, right? What? A monarchy falls and suddenly everything's hunky-dory? I wish it were that easy. Mice are still hungry and homeless. The plague still running rampant. The nobles still hoard their riches. Progress comes bit by bit, little by little. I don't think there'll ever be a point where we can dust our paws and call it a day. So it never ends. All the more reason to do the work, no? You given any more thought to your nature? My nature? Yeah, like we chatted on the statue. Oh, right. I don't know. It's a big question. Let me sleep on it and I'll get back to you. Good call. You look shattered. Get some rest, dude. Yeah, in this case, I was definitely like, let's make sure there's more if there's more dialogue or not. Hey, Bruce. I just wanted to say thanks again for fetching me from Vinium. No bother. It was the least I can do after what you did for me. Oh, right. Sky Garden. How are things over there? Good and tidy? Now that the dust has settled a bit, it's a genuine city of the people. No gods, no masters, you know? So you and Anton can just mill about all day. Aye, pretty much. Good times all around. Nice. Hey, how are you holding up? Mentally, I mean. That's quite a question. I'm fine. Just a bit tired. No surprise there. Come drop by Sky Garden if you need a break. We can have a wee party. We'll keep it low-key, you know? Maybe play some knife darts or something. Sure. That sounds nice. Siobhan seemed pretty antsy. I had no idea what they want to tell you. We'll have to see what comes next. Oh, the first save up there doesn't have Vern in it. Verm. Wow, I can't stop saying Vern. My tongue going on autopilot is just causing all sorts of mistakes as I try to, like, autofill sentences while I'm trying to play the game. Ah, it's that character. Mushroom Meg. Oh boy, this place is huge! You could probably fit a couple hundred houses in this palace. And with a bit of handiwork, we just might do that. That's the thing to do, yeah. It's one of the moments I like in The Walking Dead, is that there is specifically a mansion on a hill that this guy is running, and he's the mayor of Hilltop and so on. And when Maggie takes over as they essentially have like a little power struggle and coup, if I remember correctly, and she becomes the new ruler of that community, but she does so in a much more democratic way, and specifically, yeah, immediately that mansion becomes a place where a bunch of people live instead of one guy, because that was stupid. Not gonna lie, kinda a struggle to get down here, but I just wanted to say, don't be a stranger, alright? Yeah, there's just one line for these people. Yo, bet you thought you saw the last of me. I genuinely don't remember who you are. Hey, be nice. I'm the one and only Pocket Jabari, the Trickster King. Careful, I hear it's a bad time for kings. Whoa, you're right. Maybe it's time for a new moniker. Pocket Jabari, the Trickster Tycoon. Maybe not. Jester of Wooster. Pros. It rhymes. Cons. I've never been to Wooster. Pocket Jabari, the rambunctious rogue. Rambunctious too fancy? It has a lot of syllables. They're just looping now. Yeah, I don't think that... Yeah, I don't think Verm really knows who Jabari is. I hear a lore master position just opened up. Lore master to whom, though? That's the million seed question. What happened to the lore master? Did he get killed with everybody else? They didn't hide? Did somebody need to specifically hunt down and kill the lore master of all people? That seems unnecessary. I told Lady Gilda that Siobhan is thriving. She was glad to hear it. She's even thinking about apologizing, if you can believe that. But whether Siobhan wants to hear it, well, that's up to them. Crane Bale is safe from any threat, be it tiger or something else. I'll see to that. Whitehall has fallen, but it's not the end. In the end of night, I rounded up the rats and rabbits who remained. We left the Institute, found some grasslands, and we started anew. It is a humble village, just a burrow dug beneath a brambly hedge. But it is our own, and it's free of gods. Please, pardon my blasphemy. Nothing to pardon. You're welcome in you'd have Howl Without Gods at any time. I'm so sorry, but I cannot do that. I can't do these names. They're Welsh? Is that the takeaway? The wow? The Noithu have... I just caught up with the fact that Double D is probably Welsh, because that's... Isn't that what Blythe is? And I know Blythe from Elden Ring. Listen, I'm Californian. I'm just... A little underexposed. Hey, we just dropped by to say thanks for the farm. It's nothing. No need for the humility, it's a big deal. Well, if you both want to return the favor, I've got a job for you. Can you hold on to this for me? A key? Yeah, for my house. I've got some things to do, and I don't know when I'll next be in Vinium. Easy enough. Sure thing, Ghost. Don't be a stranger, all right? Thanks again. We'll keep your house nice and tidy. It's Yellow God. There's no chance that he'll come to Vinium, right? There's extremely a chance, because you live in another city building. And everyone who does is in danger. There you are. Wow, what a painting. That's the end of Anton. I feel like Anton needed more screen time. Half the Thimble Guards quit. The other half's in a daze. I doubt the order will last the winter. Maybe we need a new organization. One that serves the people. You think that's possible? What happens now? Morale dropped pretty quick once we learned about what happened to the king. No point defending a dead rat. He can't pay our wages from the next world. Do I get to finally open this? Lemon cake, freshly baked. Hey! Bon appetit. I finally got it. Oh, everyone leveled again. Why? Okay. One bleed, no. Multi-target attacks, multi-hit attacks do more at the end. Berserk if someone falls. Just kind of going this way. Yeah, there's 10% dodge chance. We already got the big one. Is there a good one to go for next? The healing or... Yeah, healing everyone else is probably pretty good. Because the problem with this is recovering 3 health when attacking, it's like... It's okay. Over the course of a fight, that could be a lot of healing, but it is... Like, she does only do single target attacks, so... It's not huge. Whereas this is like party utility that's handy. I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. I got all the ones I wanted the most. Now everyone's level 15 or 16, and these trees are looking real full. Lemon cake with a lavender drizzle. Heals 30 hearts. I like lemon cake. God, we stacked so much damage on this character. Yep, after all that setup, we don't really have a place to put that item. I'll just give it to her. To them. Yeah. They should get that. Siobhan should get the cake because they kept trying to open it before. And... why not? For all that any of this matters. You sure took a beating. This? It's nothing. You see the other guys. But really... Yeah, it could have gone much worse. It should have gone much worse. It's only thanks to the paw of fate that we made it through with our whiskers intact. Don't sell yourself short. Yeah, we got lucky, but it was all our blood and sweat that put everything into action. Right you are. We really did it. Well, the gang's all here. Did you seriously kill Leo in a duel? I find that difficult to believe. His dueling skills was terrifying, otherworldly. If anyone could do it, it would have been you, the mouse who cheated death. I wasn't trying to kill him. Duels don't offer much room for a peaceful outcome. With someone of Leo's skill, it's either kill or be killed. What are you going to do now? Maisie and I will leave the city for a bit. And the kingdom too, most likely. So, I ought to say farewell. Let's leave it at until next time. Right. Until next time, Verm. Take care. How are you feeling? Much better. Rosie and me are getting out of Murida. Cool. Where are you gonna go? I don't know. Somewhere lush and green, I hope. Sounds peaceful. I'm gonna keep swinging my sword, though. I want to get stronger. Strong enough that Rosie doesn't feel like she has to protect me. Then, maybe, one day, you and me can have a rematch. A rematch? Well, we'll see about that. Mark my words, I'm going to be as strong as you. Don't tell Stilton, but I'm going to propose to him when things have cooled down. Aww! They are more than buds, as it turns out. Guess what? I'm going full-time with my art. You know Molly, the painter from the merchant quarter? We're going to open up an exhibition together, right here in the palace galleries. It sounds cool. Maybe I'll come and see it. Please do. Don't tell Bree, but I've picked out a ring for him. Ah! Well, they're on the same page. I was this close to getting promoted to sergeant. Then the Thimble Guard went and disbanded. What do I do now? Got some thinking to do. My thinking cap. Just gonna go ruin this painting. Good. Destroy it. Aren't you worried, Magnus? Don't you know the proles will be after our heads next? Well then, let's not give them a reason to act. Sensical. Don't make them unhappy. Problem solved, I guess. Inherently just want to, like, save to keep the progress so far from all the dialogue. It's a goofy habit. As far as how many people are queer in this game, I believe the quote from Jenna and Echo was, "There must be something in the water." It makes sense, though, that a furry game that just is very clearly made by actual furries would have a similar split of, like, cis-hetero people versus non. Having the majority of the cast be something on the LGBT list spectrum shit. What do you call the amalgam? The amalgam! There's a term to go with. It makes sense contextually. I've written a record of that night. Anyone you want to know about? The king. Oh, yeah, he's dead as a doornail. Leo shanked him good in front of half a dozen witnesses. No room for conspiracy theories, I'm afraid. I've never met him, but the king's lore master. Ophiuchus? He was last seen in the throne room right before everything got crazy. Word is he supported Leo's coup? That surprises me. Had Ophiuchus down as one of them don't rock the boat brand of politicos. What was his endgame? What was his deal? I don't really get it. But in any case, he found a way out of the city before dawn. My bet is he's gone to retire somewhere out in the outlands. Okay, so he did survive. Given that he supported the coup, I thought he might have been killed by Diego. But looks like he got away. Aquila. Didn't they fucking explode? That was your lot's account of events anyway. That reminds me, have you heard any crazy god activity going on upstairs? Gods coming and going, stomping and hollering. Think they're pissed off that you exploded their clock tower? It's just a clock tower, what's the big deal? Psh, who knows? Oh, because we don't know anything about Big Ben, we don't care about it. If you were the guy who got your ass beat by a bunch of rats and stuff, I guess 4 different animals, but rodents and small things, I guess your story would not really be believed in general, but people would be especially distracted when Big Ben just exploded in the same building. They're going to think that you just were high on your rat fumes and got hit in the head in the explosion, and you just need to Take a vacation, buddy. Leo. Come on, man. You know what happened to Leo. You were the one who did it. Diego. I didn't witness Sir Diego's duel with Leo myself, and I'm glad for that. Despite his cold exterior, Diego is a good friend of mine. Leo was too. But then... Sorry. Ask me something else. Oh, that's sad. Both of his friends are dead. That fancy hat squirrel. Oh, Alex. When the news broke that the king was dead, Alex was the first to break rank and flee. Blah. A sailor of Canard's Wharf spotted a well-dressed squirrel jumping into the waters. He was probably hoping to make a quick escape from the city. Maybe swim into the depths of the underriver. Instead, he just straight up sank. I guess the sterling knight floats like silver. Oh, he's just dead. Okay. So dead, escaped, dead, 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 dead. Only the lore master escaped out of this entire list. I'm done. Thanks, Steve. Always so reliable, that guy. Steve. Everyone remembers Steve. I'm being mean now. I still think the doors look like chocolate bars. The hammer impact is still here. Where does this go? Whoa! It's just a giant bag of seed. Like the one we tried to get at the beginning of the game. Oh, God. This is brutal. Ah, that's a gut punch right there. Yep. Yep. Fuck. That's brutal. Uh-huh. Okay. Yep. So I finished the game with 73 seeds, which is not a lot, but that's not the point. The point is not that seeds equals money. It's that Verm's brother died trying to get one bag of seed. And look at this hoard that the kingdom has. They were just hoarding it. It didn't serve a purpose. It's just a fucking dragon's hoard of seed in a place that has slums. And in a world where that's the origin of all of the trauma of the entire game is exactly like going after one bag of seed caused them to encounter the yellow god. Verm lost his tail and his brother and has a lifetime of trauma. And this is here. This is a brutal thing to put in the game. Just this one nightmare room. Oh my god. Well, this will go out to the people. I don't think he even has a comment on it. It speaks for itself. Like, I don't know, maybe some players could find this room and just be like, wow, look at all those seeds. That's our money. And not register the fact that that was the whole point of the game. But yeah. Yeah, this game was a thematically coherent thing. This had a point. It's a JRPG. It's an RPG that you can just play through for its campaign story and its gameplay and its pretty visuals and music and so on. But it sure as fuck had a larger point. Like most things should. Wow. What a room to walk into. Optionally. What's up? Sir Verm. There's something troubling I learned from Plague Master Keela's notes. I'm sorry to tell you this, but there are many yellow gods, not just one. In fact, it's very likely that the yellow god we fought isn't the same one you saw as a child. Oh, yeah. I know. I always knew. Or at least, I figured that any god could wear the yellow god's robes. I guess, from the outside, my quest looks a bit stupid. But I never had any delusions about what I was doing. I knew that I was never going to get my brother or my tail back from the yellow god. So I chased the yellow god's shadow. The hunt brought me, well, not quite peace, but something. An outlet. A direction for my anger. I see. Is that the reason why you let him go? What do you mean? Well, there's a lot of gossip in the city about why you didn't kill the Yellow God. Some think you let him go as an act of mercy. Others think it was so he could relay a message to the other gods. Stay away from Murida. But to me, those reasons didn't add up. So, is it that you held back because you knew he wasn't the right god? You knew it wouldn't be the real justice? No. That's not it at all. As far as I care, this Yellow God is as guilty as the last. I let him go because, well, I'm tired. It's exhausting. The struggle, I mean. I've been angry for my entire life. And that fire is just what kept me going. But it burned me away, bit by bit. Like a candle that's reached its end. When I looked into the Yellow God's eyes, I didn't see the reflection of a mouse. Just a ghost. Sorry, that's not a very satisfying answer. No, it's fine. I appreciate your honesty. Are you okay, Sir Verm? Yeah. Never better. Hey. Who runs the kingdom now? Well, there's a royal line of succession. The king never had any children. There are others in his bloodline, cousins and the like, but nobody's come forward to assert their claim. Probably scared off after hearing about the old king's death. Not to mention the whole god of death apocalypse thing. Most likely. So, for now at least, the golden throne is vacant. Huh. Nobody should sit on that thing. Then who would rule Meridia? Or Rodentia, for that matter? Does it need a ruler? I suppose not. I'm gonna take a walk. Where to? I might leave the city. Might head to the Outlands. My home village is there. Can I come? I'd rather walk alone today. Sir Verm. Bruce, Gwen, and me? We're all here for you. You know that, right? I know. You're the best friends I could have ever hoped for.
Pilgrim, the world stretches yonder, full of romance and wonder, full of heartbreak and splendor. Go, and may no foe surround you, feral titans not hound you, may no peril confound you. And though your paw prints lead far away from here, as lost in the wild realms you roam, still may you hear the call of the fire. you forge ever onward. Cut your path through the wild woods, pass unseen and unheard. Go, and may fair fortune guide you. Lady Luck walk beside you, from God's bright burning eyes hide you. And though the winter storm blows you far off course, adrift on the ever-changing song, still may the summer breeze see you find your tune. The cadence that falls where you belong. And though your paw prints lead far away from here, as lost in the wild realms you roam, still may your long road show you your own true heart, until at last you turn to home.
Well, we made it. This game is really cool. It's a lot of fun to get what I want out of a turn-based combat game in at least a lot of the possible ways, which is that this is a well-paced, story-driven game that doesn't waste your time with grinding and repeating encounters. Pretty much the only repeating encounters were against some of the bugs a couple of times, and that's it. And then like a few times where you fight armies of dudes, and to show the idea that you're fighting an army of dudes, they all show up in a big group, so you fight a bunch of them back to back, but not like an actually large amount of them, just like, this is more than one encounter in a row. That suggests there's a bunch of them, in a way that doesn't grind but still expresses the concept in gameplay. It's probably a little too shallow and a little too easy as far as combat goes. There's only so much you can do. As far as character builds go, it's one of those games where you end up getting the majority of the skill tree by the end, and the skill tree isn't like different builds so much as like some special effects you can stack. And obviously, like, I hit a point where I was just deleting the game. Like obliterating them. So it really was not difficult. I only had one genuine death, I think, in the entire game, and it was because I tried the cursed armor, I think, and fought the turtles. So, funnily enough, that's my only death in the game besides what's basically a plot death, which is that Leo is really good at killing you in one hit. And because I was goofing up and not doing the puzzle fight correctly. It's funny because I even knew to stop and think and figure out how to solve the Leo fight, and it just didn't occur to me at first to use the dodge. And I'm like, oh, of course, that makes perfect sense because it's the new thing that happened. You have the tail now. You didn't have that before. And I love that, like, so many of the developments are really good about doing stuff like that. Like, the tail is how you defeat Leo, and it's important because the tail isn't just, aha, I lost, but then I came back in a shonen anime way and got a new power, and now I can defeat the guy that I couldn't beat before. It's like, well, no. Like a good shonen anime, that new power was representative of character growth and the people in your lives and so on, and support. And, like, Verm went through a lot of character development between those two fights, which is why he's using the tail in the first place. Like, it's a very different thing, and that's an important point. In fact, losing the first time is part of why he's willing to use the tail, because that's part of his entire development and so on. I stopped and paused for a little bit while the credits were rolling, because I just wanted to search to make sure, because I did notice, like, given just how many characters are queer in this game, I did look at how Verm is wearing a bandage across his chest, and I was like, Is that also a thing? Should I be reading into that? Like, is Verm a trans male or something? But I looked back, and the bandage appears only after Verm falls into the river, supposedly dead, and is found again with even more bandages and a missing eye. And that was not there before. Why he's wearing a bandage this whole time when he seemingly has recovered, I don't know, but we can chalk it up to just, like, people looking different as the story goes on to express what they've gone through in more overt ways. And, you know, at worst it can be a little goofy in like a Nier Gestalt kind of way, where the original Xbox version of Nier, Papa Nier, Daddy Nier, after the time skip, looks like he's wearing underwear on his face, and it's like, that's how you know time has passed. He looks kind of different. He's got this funny thing on his face for some reason, because the developer of Nier likes eye patches. But yeah, it's, at least from what I can glance at, it looks like Verm was not wearing a bandage across his chest in the first half of the game, so that's not illustrative of that. Because yeah, if the bandage was not there when he was a kid, but then manifested when he was an adult, because I'm pretty sure he got bigger after the intro, then that could have been a pubescent choice that was like, okay, that's interesting. But I think I was making that up. That's fine. Doesn't actually matter. But I was curious. But yeah, I had a good time. Could just deal with more difficulty, more depth. Probably more status effects. I think you really can't do much as far as status effects. If I remember correctly, you have one character that specializes in them, and that's more or less her personality. She can do damage down, defense down, and bleed. But then aside from that, the party mostly can't do status effects. Eventually, Verm can get a weak bleed. Probably a pretty strong bleed, because it probably stacks with every individual hit, maybe. That could be really strong if it works that way. But like, I like that a lot of the upgrades you get are narrative-based. Even the optional upgrades, there's sort of like loyalty missions at the end where you go through and wrap up everyone's business before the final thing, and that leads to closure with various characters and their final equipment. I did express that, like, I kind of thought that the pretty much the only explicit couple that we get to spend the story with that isn't like estranged or fighting each other or so on is Bruce and God, there's so many names, and Anton. And it'd be cool if they actually interacted more, because they kind of just like, Anton's just kind of there to be kidnapped and eventually to prod Bruce to improve, and just kind of do whatever they want to do with Bruce, and kind of doesn't function as a character on his own as much. It'd be cool if they kind of had more of a dynamic at some points, but it's not a huge deal. Side characters and all that. Tons of side characters. But yeah, I had a good time. The music is absurdly good a lot of the time. There's some really cool ways of displaying how fights start, like seeing those there's really nice touches, like the absurd like end of the world music that's playing during the fight against the Plague Master, the way that the approach of the white god is a series of flashes set to the flash of the alarm and it's like there's a lot of really cool touches. This is a wildly impressive game for what it is. And the fun thing is that gameplay mechanics themselves are probably the most patchable element as opposed to like all the actual work that went and everything else here. So this is pretty wild. A couple of glitches, which I never care about glitches unless they utterly like ruin a game for me, like by physically stopping me. So I don't care about these, but it is amusing that there's a couple of things. There's a few typos, just that there's like extra spaces here and there. That's not a glitch. But there's the skybox at the squirrel place has lights rendering on the wrong layer. There's that one cutscene where I'm pretty sure Siobhan was not supposed to walk through us. And then there's that one time that I just climbed on top of a building where I'm like, this isn't right. And I was able to like awkwardly walk off the map, then walk into the back of the transition into the next zone and fix it. So that was nice. At least it didn't actually make me reload. So that's good. But overall, I had a good time. I loved how well the story is crafted. It's well paced. It's thematically resonant. It has a point, very much so, and it's really good about these like setup and payoffs, and like even that like I was so sold in that moment with the seed at the end. Like I am impressed by that very quiet gut punch. When you're already done with the game, you can just optionally walk into the dragon's horde of seed and remember how this game started and just be upset. Like, no. But yeah, they make great games. I would like to one day check out Aviary Attorney one day, because I'm curious about that now, of course, and we'll see what they make next. Indie games take a while. I hope this one was worth the effort and pays off for them, and that they did well for themselves, because it would be awful to do all this and not have that happen. So if you like this Let's Play, consider supporting the game anyway, if you didn't play it yourself, because, you know, indie games and all that. See you guys next time.